بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين أجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علومك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. خب, alhamdulillah, we have tawfiq to continue our study of history of Shia Islam. Tonight we study another great figure of this era, 4th and 5th centuries of Islam, and that is the late Sheikh Tusi. Abu Ja'far was his kunya, nickname. Muhammad ibn al-Hasan al-Tusi. He is known as Sheikh Tusi or Sheikh al-Ta'ifah, Sheikh for the Shia school of thought. He was born in Tus, Khurasan, which is near Mashhad, and he is one of the greatest narrators of hadith or scholars of hadith, muhaddith and faqih, but at the same time he was very established in some other fields of Islamic sciences like tafsir. His tafsir at-Tibyan is very respected tafsir of the Quran. Overall, he had about 50 books. 2 of them are considered as major collections of hadith for all Shia. We have Al-Kutub al-Arba'at, 4 books, which are the first major collections of hadith. Out of 4, 1 is for Sheikh Kulayni, Al-Kafi. 1 is for Sheikh al-Saduq, Man la yahduru al-Faqih. We talked about these 2. 2 of them belong to Sheikh Tusi. At-Tahdhib or Tahdhib al-Ahkam and Al-Istibsar. So about 50 books he had. His teachers include Sheikh Mufid and Sayyid Murtada. After his teacher Sayyid Murtada, he became the leader of the Shia. We call Za'im. Za'im means the one who has Za'ama, leadership, authority. So Sheikh Mufid, then his student Sayyid Murtada, then after that Sheikh Tusi. These were people with great leadership, not for one city or one region, for the Shia world. After his transition to Najaf, which we will a little bit talk about it today, he founded Hawza Ilmiya of Najaf, which has more than 1,000 years of history. But the story is interesting, why he moved to Najaf. So Sheikh Tusi Rizwanullah Ta'ala alayh, in the 5th century went to Baghdad, and Baghdad at that time under Buwayhids was a hub for knowledge, teaching, etc. And at that time there were lots of discussions and debates, etc. And sometimes different governments and different policies of them could, make even, more heated, make these debates, more heated. one of the confrontations was between Salafi current and Aqlani, rational approach. And Sheikh Tusi Rizwanullah Ta'ala alayh tried to use every possible educational means to establish clear, authentic, systematic ideas of the school of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. And therefore, he also very much paid attention to the issue of imamah. Although he was mainly known for his fiqh and hadith, but he was also a great mutakallim, expert in the science of kalam. But what happened was that, unfortunately, in Baghdad, situation didn't remain stable. So they attacked the great library of Sheikh Tusi. They used the opportunity that Buwayhid had become weaker. So they used this as an opportunity to attack the whole library of Sheikh Tusi, which was amazing. And they burnt the books and the library. And therefore, Sheikh Tusi had to leave Baghdad and went to Najaf. But maybe this was one of the examples of asa an takrahu shay'an wa huwa khayrun lakum. Sometimes you don't like something, but it's maybe better for you. When he went to Najaf, close to the shrine of Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salam, then he started the Hawza Ilmiya of Najaf. Of course, maybe he never thought it becomes, a great hub of learning, for centuries. But Alhamdulillah, this happened. So in the middle of the 5th century, he established the Hawza of Najaf. Among the things that you need to know about Sheikh Tusi and his time is that at that time, not only there were lots of hot debates between different schools of Islam, different sects and denominations, even among the Shia there were hot discussions. And Sheikh Tusi had to do lots of scholarly work to make sure that, first of all, some Shia will not become confused or go astray. Secondly, Shia don't remain in confrontation among themselves. So he did a great scientific struggle, al-jihad al-ilmi, in order to preserve and develop further Shiite thought. In fiqh, he used the approach of rationalism and reasoning. Al-Mabsut is the name of the book of Sheikh Tusi. In fiqh, it is comprehensive. So we say, yek dawraya fiqh. So it is one, review of the entire fiqh of that time. So all the sections of fiqh, but with reasoning, because earlier many scholars, their fiqh ideas was just quotation of hadith. So they chose which hadith to rely on, and then among them, if there was conflict, etc., they chose someone that would be, for example, khas, would be muqayyad, etc. But mainly, if you read their books of fiqh, it's like hadith. They were not going that much away from the text of the hadith. They were doing some scholarly job, not like just narrating hadith, but their fatwas were mostly quotation from this hadith or that hadith. Not that much reasoning. But Sheikh Tusi took reasoning to a next level, and Al-Mabsut is the first comprehensive book with this detailed reasoning. Also, he was attentive not only to the issues which were discussed between the Shia themselves, but also between Shia and Sunni. He was very much aware of Sunni views. He had discussions, and he has books in which he refers to fiqh of other mazahib. For example, one of his books is Al-Khilaf, that he refers to different opinions among different mazahib and says what is the view of the Shia. So what we call al-fiqh al-tatbiqi or al-fiqh al-muqarin or comparative jurisprudence also was very much developed by the late Sheikh Tusi Rizwanullah Ta'ala. He also had the idea that there is a need and there is a necessity to have religious governance for a Muslim ummah. So their government also should be religious and should govern according to the rulings of religion and principles of religion. So he thought that even with rational approach, with intellectual arguments, we can argue for the necessity of Islamic governance. And he also had the idea that in Islam there is no separation between prophethood and leadership or imamah. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was both a prophet and a leader, an imam. We need always to have an imam or a leader. In the year 460, we said he was born 385. In the year 460, when he was about 75 years old, he passed away in the city of Najaf. And they buried him in his own house, which has later become a masjid. But it was first his house. Okay, Alhamdulillah, we completed discussion about Sheikh Tusi. In the book, there are pictures of some of the, you see some of the books of Sheikh Tusi Rizwanullah Ta'ala. And also this is on the top is another book of Sheikh Tusi. And then there is a map. Inshallah, when the book is published, you see this map. This map shows travels of Sheikh Tusi Rizwanullah Ta'ala alayh. As we said before, mashallah, they were traveling a lot in that time to learn, to share, to look after the community. May Allah inshallah increase their likes. If Allah inshallah gives us tawfiq, next week we will talk about Ibn Sina or Avicenna, who was born in 370 and died in 428. A very important figure in philosophy especially and medicine. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Recording stop.